Now, first and foremost, I just said to you off camera, you're somebody that is, I feel you're a futurist. You understand what technology can do. When you originally came into the music industry, has your perception of the business of technology changed? Because you know you came in, you wanted to be a producer, then an artist. But how do you now see how technology can take things to the next level?
Yeah, well, you know, let's just get it straight, right? I taught myself how to produce because I always had the dream of performing. You know, when I was in college, you know, as a young teenager in college, you know, every weekend I would challenge myself. Every week I would challenge myself to write a new song and produce a new song so I could perform it at a talent show that weekend. You know, and that was the level of dedication I had to the game of being a performing artist. You know, and it just happened to turn out that I always, I feel like let me see, it's like I'm writing new raps right now. One of the lines is, it's a movie whenever I arrive, feel like a fugitive because I escaped my 9 to 5 and graduated to that 22. You know, so well, what's a 22? I've worked 22 hours a day, you know what I mean? And so I graduated from a 9 to 5, and the way I was able to graduate from a 9 to 5 is just knowing how I could get money in the music industry. So if people were going to pay me for my production and I could make a living doing music, then I would take that route. And then when we did the Cassie project, and I realized that people would actually pay for Cassie's music before they paid for mine, then I went and I did everything to support and build that project up. And what's interesting and so beautiful about the Cassie project is it really remains, everybody talks about, oh, Justin Bieber, he's the first internet pop star. When Cassie's record blew, she is, I think she may be the only artist in history, right, who social media following is actually equal to how many records she sold, right? So at the time she had 650,000 friends on MySpace and sold 650,000 records worldwide. So we can't say that about Justin. Much I love Justin and everything. 32 million followers on Twitter does not equal 32 million records sold. When we did the Cassie project, we were the first and I believe the only artists in history where the social media following was equal to the number of records sold worldwide. And so we've been on this train for a long time. We understand how technology and the internet was going to disrupt the business model. And we hit a home run with Cassie's project musically. Anybody that listens to the music that we created at that time said, oh man, I love that album. And we created a home run in terms of the actual business model. She was at 2,000 spins on radio, terrestrial radio, with only spending, not even 1% of what people normally spend to get 2,000 spins on terrestrial radio, because we understood how the internet was changing the paradigm. Today I think is going to be much different, and it needs to be different because the rate at which technology, the speed of technology, technology is doubling in speed, or the size of technology is getting, half the size. It's half the size of a microprocessor every year, or in half the time. So I forget exactly what the actual equation is, but technology is advancing at an alarming rate, right? And so for us to still be employing the business tactics that we used on Cassie's project, in 2004 and 5 and 6 in 2014 would be backwards. But that's really what the music industry's been doing. Like the music industry is still running on like 70s business practices. It's totally ridiculous to me. And so for me to continue to participate in that would undermine my position as a futurist, as a technologist, as an entrepreneur who's forward thinking. And so for me now, I believe that the linchpin for success in any business in the digital age is, do you have your consumer insight? And the reason I say that is because Google doesn't only know everyone who has a Gmail account. It has robots reading your Gmail. So if I write you an email that says, hey, let's go camping this weekend, or let's go swimming this weekend, next time you log into Gmail, it'll pop up and say, hey, going swimming this weekend, 60% off at Zappos.com, or hiking boots, or whatever else it is. And so that consumer insight, the level at which they have a consumer insight, is so way beyond the music industry. If we can even get to 10%, we'll disrupt the entire industry. And that's the process that I'm in right now. And that's the case study that I'm doing with the Renegades Music Club. I know every single person who has supported my new album. I know them personally. I know them by name. When they write me, I recognize them. When you supported your last artist's favorite project, did you get a thank you from them? Did you get an email from J. Cole say, yo, thank you so much for buying the Sideline story. I never, you know, my mom, if she wants to, never has to work at the post office again. Like, is that happening? And I don't blame the artist for not being able to do it, because iTunes, Amazon, they don't pass the information on. But it's happening with the Renegades. It's happening with my music club, and it can happen for any artist. And I'm starting a label because I believe that that is the infrastructure, that's the technological platform that's necessary to be successful in the digital age. And I'm putting that blueprint together, and I'm so excited about it.